Hi, Gabriela.
Hi, Sarah.
Thank you so much for spending some time with me today.
I'm loving this opportunity. Thank you.
It's great to be able to hear your perspective. So I'll go through a couple of questions with you and we'll just take it from there. So I know that you are our senior operations manager based out of our office in Mexico City, and you've been with us for about 7 years. Can you tell me a little more about what you do in your role here at ICON supporting one of our largest global pharmaceutical sponsors?
Sure. I'm happy to answer that. You know how, when you are with your relatives or friends, they ask, well, what is it that you do? And I always find it difficult to convey like the complexity of what our company does. But when I try to think of my role, I just like to summarize it as having the opportunity and privilege and responsibility to accompany people in their growth and development. So that is for me the core of what I do as a senior operations manager here at ICON.
That's a good way to describe it, especially for someone who's not in our industry.
Mhm.
It's great. And so when they ask you maybe a little more about Icon, let's say someone asked you to describe Icon in 3 words. What do you think you would choose?
Wow, that's a great question. 3 words is narrowing it down pretty much. Well, I think for me, the 3 words would be ICON is enticing. What we do is thrilling, exciting. Um, Icon is empowering, especially as a woman, having the opportunity to work in a company that really pushes women in their career. And then I would say ethical, because we really take a lot of pride in making sure we're conducting our everyday jobs according to the highest standards, international ethical standards. So it would be empowering, ethical, and enticing for me.
I like that. That's great. Yeah, and resonates with me too as a woman working within our industry. So I hear that piece too about empowering. I like that especially. Sounds like an inspiring um, community in which to work here at Icon. What inspires you?
I lost you for a second there. You said,
Oh, sorry.
sounds like an inspiring.
It sounds like an inspiring environment in which to work. What
Oh, yeah.
inspires you?
Well, I think for me, the thing that really inspires me the most is people who are passionate about their jobs, about themselves, people who really try to push their boundaries and their limits. And I have the privilege to witness that on a daily basis as a people leader. Um, it has been such a privilege to work with such talented people, and really that is my true biggest inspiration when I wake up every day and get on my computer. It's just people who are willing to go that extra mile and who in time realize that their perceived limitations aren't real, and they're willing to take that risk and just go beyond themselves and really like knock it out of the park every day.
That's great. So seeing your peers, your coworkers, your team pushing themselves to new
Yes.
places. That's great. I love that. Um, when you think about your own accomplishments of things you've been able to achieve here at Icon, what's something that maybe comes to mind for you?
Hmm, that's a great question. Well, I think overall, being a people leader, the thing I take the most pride in is having the opportunity to be an agent of change within my team, within my direct reports, or with my colleague managers in my team. And having, like I said at the beginning, this chance to accompany people in their journey of self-discovery and accomplishment. That for me, I think is one of the biggest achievements I've reached here at Icon, just being that part of that change and part of people's achievements, just walking side by side with them. I think that's what really I take a lot of pride in.
So supporting your team, helping them to develop and grow and reach those new heights of their career.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
If you're thinking back early in your own career and you could go back and give that version of you in the beginning some advice, what do you think you would say to yourself?
Wow. Well, I think now, as I'm reaching my 7th year here at Icon and my 40th birthday, I
Oh, happy
think
birthday.
I would, thank you. I think I would look back and say, be patient, because who you are is not only okay, but it's actually great. And you will get to a place, get to a company where your characteristics, your qualities will be valued and you will have an opportunity to shine. So just be patient and work very hard to get where you want to be.
Advice, patience, maybe having some grace with yourself and yeah,
Exactly.
I like that a lot. So that's good advice. When you kind of think back on the time that you've had here at Icon,
Mhm.
what do you feel your experience here at Icon has taught you about yourself?
Well, I didn't start as a people leader when I joined Icon first. I was a CRA for many years. And when I started working as a people leader, I learned so much about myself, and I still do every day. I think I have been taught a very important lesson that I never knew about myself, which is having a lot of passion for people and working with and for people, and working towards their own development. And I've had discovered qualities in me such as kindness and compassion and the ability to lead people, which is something I didn't know I had in me. I've had great teachers, great managers who have led by example and who have taught me through their own management style um, some of the greatest lessons I've learned here at the company. So I would try to summarize it as just discovering these, acts of kindness within me and the ability to empathize with people, but always keeping in mind that we still have to deliver. So finding that balance, I think, is the biggest lesson I've been taught here at working at Icon.
The leading with kindness and compassion while still being focused on delivery.
Exactly.
Yeah, sounds pretty good to me. That's great. Well, thank you so much, Gabriela, for spending some time with me today and for sharing your perspective of working here at Icon.
Oh, it has been my absolute privilege. Thank you so much. I'm very, very happy to have the opportunity to talk about Icon, being that I love working here so much. So, thank you for this opportunity.